So I just moved to Florida about a month ago. I drove all the way from Orange County to Florida, and it was such a big move all the way across the country. I was super nervous about it because I'm somebody who is I would say a little bit of resistant to change. Um, but there's many reasons why I moved here. So my boyfriend got a job in Boca, so it kind of worked out perfectly. He's an accountant, and my parents are actually building a house here in Boynton Beach, which is north of Boca. And then his whole family lives all around the like Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, and he has a huge family. So now that we live here, we're all super close to all of them. We get to see them every single weekend. A lot of his family members have children, so we're near their kids as well. So it's super nice. So those are all the reasons why we moved here. So job, family. I work remote, so I have a little bit more flexibility on where I'm able to work from. And I am also a part-time fitness instructor. So it was super melancholy to kind of leave the studio that I was working at in San Clemente, California, because I love that studio. I love the owners, I love the instructors, I love the clients. Um, and it's that kind of studio is super hard to replace, but I was able to find a studio here in Delray Beach that I'm able to teach at once a week. I don't really want to overcommit myself right now because I'm still exploring the area, kind of cementing my routine. So just trying a bunch of things out right now. But we picked up and we drove all the way over here about a week before Christmas. And then we got here a couple days before Christmas, and we got to spend the holidays with his family. And and yeah, so it's been great so far. I'm liking Florida. I really decided on Florida not just because my parents were moving here and not just his family lives here, but we like the warm weather. I don't think I could live in the cold weather. I lived in DC for a year and I hated the cold weather. I feel like I'm just one of those people that I'll go visit the snow, I'll go visit the cold weather, but I don't really want to live in the cold weather. There's been several times before that we've gone down to this area and visited. My grandparents actually used to live in Delray Beach, so I'm like semi familiar with the area. But I've always loved Florida. My sister lived in Sarasota for a couple years, and I visited her before. And every time I've been to Florida, I'm like, oh my God, this place is like a dream. It's like vacation 24/7. It's so pretty. The water is beautiful. It's warm. I love the ocean. I love swimming. So that's kind of like a really big deal for me. The one thing about California was that the oceans, for me at least, because I'm such a wimp, were not swimmable. The beaches were beautiful. I love California, but like I'm not going to go swim in the ocean. Even in the summer, it's freezing cold. Whereas the ocean here, I can swim in all year long. We're close to the Caribbean. We're close to all these different things, and it's definitely a vacation destination. So there's always fun things to do. There's so many restaurants to explore, so many different activities. So there's just so much to look forward to. I think one of my goals for this year and one of my big reasons for moving was just to like push myself out of my comfort zone. Even though I'm moving with a security net of my family, his family, my boyfriend, a big thing for me too is just like I'm just such a creature of habit. I fall into these routines. I fall into these, same going back to the same restaurants all the time. And, moving here, being unfamiliar with everything, not knowing anybody, I'm really having to push myself to meet new people, try new restaurants. I'm really making a goal for myself being here is like not to try to try a new restaurant once a week. So like going to a new restaurant once a week and it's been super fun. And then obviously going back to some of the favorites that we try, but yeah, because there's so many different places to explore here. There's so many different things and there's so many towns, so many day trips we can go on. I'm really excited for one day to go to Disney World because that's only like I think 2.5 hours, 3 hours away. I feel like the move for me was much scarier the lead up to it when I was still in California, packing up my boxes, packing up everything because I was so comfortable there. Now that I'm here, I'm kind of just like forced to like jump into it. And so far, the past 5 weeks have been pretty smooth. No big no big issues. The drive was even smooth. And I think that really helped, you know, my anxiety levels, because that drive can be really stressful, really tiring. And we were also traveling with my dog, who I co parent with my mom, and he's 10 years old. He has a ton of anxiety. We were worried that he was honestly going to like throw up or have like bathroom problems in the back seat, but he was completely fine. We put him on some like trazodone, which is, anti-anxiety medication, and he did really well. So it went best case scenario. We didn't hit a lot of traffic. We didn't hit any weather. So I think that really started the trip off really nicely. And what really helped was that, we have a condo here. So we have a 3-bed, 2-bathroom condo. And we came here back in November before we even fully moved here. And we kind of got as much as we could set up so that when we finally got here after the drive, it wasn't like we were moving into an empty condo. So we had most of the essentials. We had a bunch of kitchen stuff already. We had a bed. We had, a bunch of our furniture. So that was really nice. So it felt like when we came here, we moved into a place already. I know that's probably not feasible for a lot of people if they don't own a place or if their lease didn't start already, but it is really nice to be able to like get to your destination, especially after a really long drive, and just be able to like take your shoes off, get into your pajamas, and like just go to bed. I really didn't mind the drive at all. I mean, I can't really say much, to be honest, because I was quite the passenger princess. I didn't do much of the driving at all. I think I did the first like 5 or 6 hours of the drive, and then I like didn't do any of the driving after that. Um, but yeah, but it was good. It was good for me. And we made a bunch of fun different stops. We did it was a full 5-day trip. We did El Paso. We stopped from Orange County to El Paso. Then we did El Paso to San Antonio. San Antonio to Baton Rouge, and then Baton Rouge to Jacksonville, and then Jacksonville all the way down to Boca. So, yeah, it wasn't bad at all. And then now being here, I'm starting to get acclimated to working from home. I found a gym that I like to go to. I've been doing F45 workouts, so trying to get back into that consistency of going every day. I've met a couple friends here already, and we've been meeting up and doing things. So everything is starting to look up. And it really has showed me that even though things can be scary, it is good to push myself. And yeah, there's going to be days where I'm a little bit homesick and I miss California, but I really am liking this area so far. I like the greenery. I like how everything's lush. I'm a little bit nervous for the summer and the hot weather and the rain. And I'm very nervous for hurricane season. I've never experienced anything like that. So I'll definitely be like texting anybody that lives here, like, oh my God, what do I do? But, you know, I think I'll be able to get through it. I am loving the place that I live so far. I love the Boca area. I love the community. I live in an HOA, like gated community, and I love walking my dog in the community. I walk him like 2 or 3 times a day. It's nice because there's so many trees in the community, and that's such a big plus here, especially because it's so sunny. So I can walk him like any time of the day and I'll be in the shade. It's super, super safe. I feel like the location that I'm in right now, I'm close to everything. I'm close to like grocery stores, well, mainly Publix, but like I'm close to a lot of grocery stores. I'm close to shopping. I'm close to the mall. I'm close to so many restaurants, so many things to do. So it's super nice. I'm a little bit more inland. I'm like in the West Boca area, like 20, 25 minutes from the beach, which is nice. Which is a good thing though, because I feel like if a hurricane happens, I don't want like the ocean to be in my house. I'd rather be a little bit farther from the ocean. In June now, I'll be getting a puppy of my own. I'll be getting a little cockapoo. So he/she will be running around the condo as well and exploring the neighborhood too. Another thing that I was worried about moving here was that, Florida has a reputation of being kind of like where everyone goes to retire, and I'd just be around nobody my age. Everyone would be senior citizens or like 55 and older, and no one would be working. But I've actually found that there are a bunch of young people here. I feel like I live in Palm Beach County, and it's a pretty big county, and I feel like it's starting to turn over. and there are a bunch more young people coming up this way. I know there's a lot of young people that live in Miami. I'm not that close to Miami, and the traffic is absolutely horrendous. I am closer to Fort Lauderdale area, and I know there's a lot of young people there. But obviously, to stay closer to my area is more preferred. But there is a lot of young people here, and I find that it's honestly easier to make friends here than it was for me in Orange County. I found that in Orange County, a lot of people grew up there and stayed there. So they had friends from like elementary school, high school, childhood friends, or like they just had like already like an established friend group. A lot of people didn't like move to Orange County, where I feel like, especially this area of Florida, there are so many transplant people from the East Coast, especially New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, everywhere. So a lot of people move down here for work reasons or just because they're, trying to get a better lifestyle. And so because of that, and a lot of people have moved here, that people are more open to making friends. People are more open to getting lunch and meeting new people. So that's been also a really nice thing as well. But I'm really excited to see what the year is to come. I'll definitely keep everybody updated and share my experiences about Florida, the likes, the dislikes. I'm sure there'll be many more to come. And I'm really excited to explore the area.